Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on the PGSMP server. Today I am going to be continuing with some of these farms that we've been doing. We've got our netherwort farm over here, we've got our cactus farm, kelp farm, creeper farm, and then the witch farm, which is over that way. And today we're going to go ahead and install a bamboo farm. And the reason why I really wanted to knock this out is because, well, I do have scaffolding that I'm selling at my shop, and I'm getting a little bit tired of having to, cut down this bamboo every single time that I'm needing or wanting to make a new round of that scaffolding. So I've got, I think, everything that I'm going to need in order to build up this farm. So let's just start by laying out the observers that we're going to need. And just like that, we've got the 7 observers up along the top. And we're just going to keep this close to the chest and close to home here in terms of where we need the finished product to be and where we spend most of our time and kind of AFKing there. We'll also put in the pistons down along here, and then we will just need to plant in some of the bamboo here. And now that we have the mechanical components installed, we will want to go ahead and make sure that we have the redstone in place. So let's go ahead and make sure that we can knock that out as well. All right, so we have our redstone line running off the back end of these observers, and it just snakes down behind the enclosure here until it runs all the way along the backside of these pistons. And I've got it set up to the point where even if the furthest observer on this chain goes off, it will still cause all the pistons down to trigger. And the easiest or best way to test that is if you just take any kind of block and place it in front of your furthest observer, which is this one right here. If I place that there, you'll see that all of the pistons down at the bottom engage. And if I break that block, you'll see that the same thing happens again. So always a good thing to double and triple check your redstone just to make sure that it is going to work as intended. Now, I don't want any unexpected visitors to pop in and kind of mess around with the inside of this or potentially cause any damage to occur to it. So we're just going to go ahead and line this area with some blocks to kind of cap everything off. And that will prevent any unnecessary damage from taking place, or even worse, having an Enderman pick up a block off the top of this and causing further problems. As a matter of fact, I actually think I'm going to do that to the top side of these observers as well, just kind of block those in. Now, I don't have to do anything else with the overall functionality of this farm, but I think I might want to go through and replace all of these blocks just to make sure that everything's looking nice and uniform. So I'm going to knock that out real quick before we progress into the next little phase. So now that we've got everything all nice and uniform here, the next thing that we're going to want to do is make sure that we have our collection system set up. So I'm going to accomplish that by using a fairly standard setup of some rails and some hoppers. And what I'll want to make sure we do first is right here in the very center, we need to have a hopper that's facing into our collection chest that's going to be right there. And then we'll put 3 hoppers on this side leading in and 3 hoppers on this side leaning in as well. If I can get up into this little space there. There we are. Next, we'll go ahead and place a lever. We'll go ahead and place a lever there, and we'll go ahead and activate that. And then that other lever ended up in here, and we'll do the same thing over this way. Now we can put our powered lines on the end here and put our minecart rails in the middle section there. And all that's remaining is to create a hopper minecart, and once we have that, we can place that on this rail system, and that'll just pass it back and forth along there. So we'll want to make sure that we have access to our frontward facing hopper here. There we are. And we can block off the rest of this. And I'm actually going to put some stairs in right here, so we don't have to look at the minecart running back and forth here, which will be good for us. There we are. Stairs are in place, and then we'll put this collection chest in here later. Now all we need to do is prime the system with some bamboo. And bamboo can grow up to 16 blocks in height, and it grows pretty quick as well. So we won't really have to worry about too much as this farm gets underway. Now, the last thing we're going to need to make sure that we do to seal off this system and make sure that everything runs smoothly is we'll want to place some glass all across the front of this farm, and we'll just take this all the way up to the top. All right, the bamboo is now fully closed in, and after having another look at this, I actually think I'm going to swap this grass out for some stone, just because I feel like it'll meld a bit better with our overall farm design here. There we go. Now we'll just pull the last little bit away from the front here. And just like that, we have a bamboo farm that will be running passively anytime that we are running around our base. And yeah, it's a fairly basic introductory bamboo farm. If you needed something on a larger scale, you would probably want to look into one that uses some sort of flying machine. But this is going to be more than enough for what my purposes require. So if you enjoyed this little build project that I worked on today, feel free to leave a like on today's video. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure that you do that, as I bring variety content to you every single day. With all that being said, thanks again for your time, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.